I've got a couple machines in front of me today. This represents the Martin Yale BCS 410 and 412, and this represents the Martin Yale BCS 210 and 212. What's the difference? I'll show you in a moment what's the difference between the 210, 212, 410, and 412. But just know that the last two digits tell you how many business cards you're producing in a single sheet. If it's a 10, you're producing 10 cards in a sheet. If it's a 12, you're producing 12 cards in a sheet. Come on in a little bit closer and I'll show you some more differences. Alright, so let's talk about assembly. With both of these, it works exactly the same way. You're going to get 3 parts. We're going to start with the catch tray at the very bottom. That hooks to the lowest tray. Okay, same right here. We're going to then move on to the business card tray. That hooks to the next one up. And you're going to see these little hooks right here. You're going to see spaces for it to go into the metal. There's nothing complicated, no screws, no wrenches, no pliers, or anything like that. And finally, in the very back, there's one piece that'll be very obvious where it goes. It fits right in, and that extends your feed table so you can easily put sheets of paper in. And the same thing applies to this set right here. This is where the top one goes, this is where the bottom one goes, and in the back we have our feed tray extender. Now, operation of the Martin Yale 212, 412, and 210, and 410 are very simple. There's only one button on the machine. I'm going to turn it on. Now, the first thing we do is run it through the first pass, which is going to be the very bottom tray. So I'm going to run a few pieces through and show you what that's going to look like when we're done. Okay, so now we've got our sets. We've done one pass. You can let all the scrap just fall off to the side. Now the second pass is where the magic happens. We're going to take these and cut them into business cards. You're going to see them come right into here. Now the only difference between the Martin Yale BCS 410 and 412 and 210 and 212 is this extra stage right up here. Now the one thing that stage does is scoring and perfing. So if you need to do any scoring and perfing, that's the one difference, the one reason you would want to go up to the 400 series. So I'm going to use this piece of paper to show you the scoring and perfing attachment that's found on the 410 and 412 that isn't found on the 210 and 212. I'm going to run my paper through. There we go. Now at the top we have the perforation. Now in order to take advantage of the perforation, it's sort of like the bottom of a paycheck. You just crease it a little bit and it comes off very easily, like a lottery ticket. Now the top we have scoring. So the scoring wheel went across the paper and it applied a little bit of a divot into it. And what this divot does is it allows us to fold the paper without any cracking or any veining. If you were using color stock, you would be able to tell. If you didn't score or crease first, you'd have cracking of the toner, you'd have veining, but that's the purpose of the scoring attachment, is that we're able to have very crisp, very clean folds, and you could run this through a paper folder now if you wanted to. Now we've got a few adjustments on the side. These are all knobs and they all do the exact same thing. If you're buying the BCS 210 or 212, you'll only see 2 knobs. If you buy the BCS 410 or 412, you will see the additional 3rd knob. Now what these do is they're basically to allow you to feed it reliably. Now you're going to put all sorts of different thicknesses of paper through here, so you adjust the thickness of paper that the machine is expecting. If you have it set too thick and your paper is thin, then the machine's going to pull through multiple sheets at one time. You don't want that. If you have it set too thin and the paper you put through is too thick, then it might not feed at all. So that's what these knobs are for. Just make little adjustments to make sure that the paper's feeding in the manner that you like. And once you find that sweet spot, you shouldn't have to move it again unless you change the type of paper you're using. So again, this has been a video of the Martin Yale BCS 400 series and 200 series. If you're doing 10 up, then you would want the 210 or the 410. If you're doing 12 up business cards, you'd want the 410 or the 412. And remember, the only difference is the optional scoring and perfing that's found in the 400 series that you can't find in the 200 series. Otherwise, they're effectively identical. My name's Kyle Mitchell with Whitaker Brothers. Thanks for watching.